Hello everybody. Now let us see the RC phase shift oscillator. Okay. What is the aim? To determine the frequency of oscillations of an RC phase shift oscillator. Okay. First let us see how to design this RC phase shift oscillator. Okay. See the circuit without this RC components. RC, here is the three sections of RC. Without this we can observe that this is a fixed bias circuit in the common emitter configuration. Okay, there is a capacitor also. So there is no input we are giving. What is the meaning of oscillator? Means without the input, by using this bias voltage, whatever the output it is getting, that will be that will give the feedback to the input signal, through this RC sections. Why we are using three RC sections? Means each RC section gives 60 degrees phase shift. Okay, in the CE amplifier we know that it gives the 180 degrees phase shift. Which means that if you apply 10 volts signal, then it will be amplified and it will give the negative voltage, whatever the amplified version. If it is 10 times amplified, means we will get minus 100 RMS value. Let us suppose it is the RMS value. So it is negative, means 180 degrees phase shift. This 180 degrees phase shift can be compensated by using three RC sections. Each RC gives 60 degrees phase shift. Okay, this is the RC phase shift oscillator. This is the positive feedback. Okay, we have seen in the last experiment what is the meaning of feedback and what is negative feedback and positive feedback. So this is the positive feedback that is fed back to the input signal. There is no input signal, right? We are giving 180 degrees phase shift, so that there it will be in phase with the input signal. Okay, there is no input signal. So in the CE configuration we know that that gives the 180 degrees phase shift. That phase shift we are removing. 180 degrees phase shift is removed, means then it will be in phase with the input signal. See this one. In the RC phase shift oscillator, the combination of RC provides self bias for the amplifier. The phase shift of the signal at the input gets reverse biased when it is amplified by the amplifier. So output of amplifier goes to a feedback network consists of three identical RC sections, and each RC section provides a phase shift of 60 degrees. This is degrees. Thus a total of 180 degrees phase shift is provided by the feedback network. So output of this circuit is in the same phase as the input to the amplifier. So frequency of oscillation can be measured. The frequency is 1 by 2 pi. This also in the denominator, whole term, 1 by 2 pi times of RC into 6 plus 4k, square root of 6 plus 4k. Okay, R1 equal to R2 equal to R3, which is equal to R. We are giving same RC values. R and C are identical. So this is a constant K. How to measure this K? Is RC by R. Okay. Now let us see this experimental setup. Okay, I have connected all the circuit as per the circuit diagram. Okay, you know that in the place and component. Okay, by selecting in the basic we are having resistors and capacitors. In the sources we are having VCC and ground. Okay, and in the transistor we can select that DC107B transistor. Okay, so I have connected this circuit. Okay, let us run for simulation. Okay, if you observe this, it is giving constant oscillations. We know that it gives the constant oscillations. There is no channel A. This one. No need to display the input. There is no input we are giving. So directly the output is given to the channel A. Positive terminal, and the negative terminal is grounded. See here, it is grounded, this also grounded, so negative terminal is grounded. Okay, I have used two grounds in the connected circuit. Okay, I have placed, here is the ground and here also the ground, so no need to short these two things. Okay, in the circuit diagram, if you observe this ground is connected here. Okay, so instead of this, I have placed the ground here and also here, so we have grounded these two separately. Okay, now if you run this for simulation, we are getting constant oscillations. What is that amplitude? In channel A only we are getting the signal, so 2 volts per division into height 1 2 3 4, approximately 4 blocks, 8 volts. Okay, 8 volts is the peak to peak amplitude, peak to peak amplitude. Okay, so what are the things we need to observe is only what is the constant output we are getting. Okay, so connect to the circuit as shown in figure, switch on the power supply, connect CRO to at the output of the circuit, adjust emitter resistance to get the undistorted waveform. The output should be undistorted, the complete sinusoid. Okay, this should be a sinusoidal signal, and measure the amplitude and frequency. We know how to measure the amplitude and frequency of a sinusoidal signal. Amplitude is height into the volt per division. Okay, this 2 volts per division into height, and time per division into width. The peak to peak width, we can observe that there is 1 unit. Positive peak to peak, the difference is 1 only. Difference is 1. Okay, if you want the waveform should be turn off, in this way we can turn off. Okay, if you stop the simulation, the waveform will be stopped. Okay, now see this one. What is the difference? We are getting approximately 1 block only. 1 block into 500 microseconds. Okay, that is the time period of this waveform. If you 1 divide by time period, that gives the frequency of oscillation. Frequency of oscillation. Similarly, amplitude into this channel A, volt per division, that gives the amplitude of the amplitude, means here it is the peak to peak amplitude. Okay, theoretical values we can measure, and practically here the theoretical frequency is 1.78 kilohertz. 1.78 kilohertz. Okay, if you divide this 1 by 500 microseconds, okay, we'll get some value. 500 microseconds. 500 micro means if you 1 divided by 10 power 6 by 500. 10 power 6 by 500. If you cancel 2 zeros, then 10,000. 10,000. 10,000 divided by 5. That is the frequency we are getting. Okay, 2 kilohertz. So theoretical value is 1.78 kilohertz. Practically we are getting 2 kilohertz. Okay. Now theoretically what we can vary is this one. No need, single value is sufficient. Theoretical frequency and practical frequency and percentage of error. Okay, practically we are getting 2 kilohertz. Theoretically it is only 1.78 kilohertz. If you perfectly determine this height, okay, perfectly determine this height, this is less than 4 blocks, right? 1 2 3 and less than 4 blocks. So if you identify that each each block 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, like that, each block is divided by dashed lines. If you perfectly identify that, we can get less than 2 kilohertz only. Okay, we can measure that percentage of error also. Okay, this is the expected waveform, sinusoidal signal. Okay, 2 volts per division and like this. Okay. We can measure Larson criteria, that is 180 degrees phase shift, and A beta is 1, like that. Okay, thank you. Okay, you can if you have the internet, you can download this multisim software, and you can try that is 30 days trial version is available. Okay, you can download this multisim software and implement on your own also. If any doubts, you can contact me. Okay, thank you all of you. All of you must watch these videos and perform experiments using trial versions. Thank you all of you.